Hi. Mute myself. Hang on, let me check the sound. Hi. All right, good. I'll wait for some people to hop in the room. Meanwhile, enjoy the elevator music. Hello, Tony. Say hello. Hi, Julie. Hi, Tony. Anyone else say hello? I know there's no football games on, right? Yeah, well, the Pro Bowl's on. I don't know if it's over though. Yeah. All right, let's get going. We got 7 in the house. Good. Building up. Ba-na-ba-bum. Ba 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 na 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 ba 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 ba. All right, welcome. Thanks all for tuning in. So again, with emotional content lies value, and I don't mean the kind that you sell, the worthy kind, the self-identified value. So emotions tell you the story about something, right? If it's good, it tells you a story that it's good. The emotions are the way you feel, experience reality. Thought is how you think about it. That's tied to the emotions, usually in a reactionary way, an intentional way, a desirous way, a needy way, a wanty way, whatever kind of way you want to put it is irrelevant. The key is to understand emotions are a way to experience creation, and they're very valuable to the experience, and we love them. We have a good time with emotions, even though a bad time, many people seek bad times in the idea of victimization, in the idea of misery loves company, because that's the only way they find value in their worth. We've discussed this before, but I wanted you to look at the reaction to the now in value and watch the habitual human self. Now, we got these programs in the mind. You're using the same brain synapses over and over again, and you get a groove. It's like a record groove. You get a groove, and then that's life. And there's nothing wrong with that life. That life is unconditional, experiential, unique to you, fucking expansion to you, booyah. But when you're in the fractal and you're awakening to your own kingdom, you are not a victim to these programs. You are potential to these programs, potential of change. But the explanation of humanity has resorted to a catalyst of reasoning. It's all of a sudden birthing. The emotional content reaction is birthing. The catalyst is birthing. Boom. It gives you what? Reason. So now we got to figure out what the fuck is going on. I channeled this the other day in this class that I give. So this idea about potential and reason, let's all look at the now. Something shows up at the door. If it's usually as a good emotional relationship, then it's a good reason, if even a reason at all. Now, bad things, everyone's got to have a reason. They want to know why. They want to know why people do bad things. They want to explain to him. And we've come up with millions of stories. I mean, a lot of fucking stories, right? A lot of stories how to, let me look at that. Yeah. A lot of stories how to explain actions. But it is not explanation that is satisfactory. That's a band-aid. Or that's the soothing idea of the temporary induced coma of reasonality that supports an emotional content so you can have a reason in your mind to change the emotion, the value of pain, good, or whatever it is. That's why we don't assign too much reason to good, because it's because it doesn't need a soothing, right? It doesn't need to be healed. But too good, and then you get suspicious. It's too good. There's a guy, a YouTuber out there that just walks up to people, sometimes pays their rent, sometimes gives them free laptops and all these things. And it's a taken aback because they want to know the reason why this guy's being extra good. What's the catch? And humanity is gross suspect of that. And being in America, in the algorithm of America, when everyone came over here on this dream that the streets were paved with gold, all of a sudden walked into the world of absolute corruption and survival. And there was nothing but political ideas and, race classifications, Irish, Italian, black people, white people. It was all this idea on survivalship, and everyone selling each other a story. So we understand in our algorithm, in our memory, in our idea why we're suspect of really good, but we usually, if it's good enough within toleration, we don't have to have a reason for it. So we have to look at reason, and you got to do the reason, right, in observation. You got to really look at all of your ways that you need reality explained. Okay, we're getting the potential, but we have to really establish a base foundation of reason. We got to understand reason. Reason is an explanation of cause and effect, if you want. Blah, 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 blah. Reason. What's this? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did people do? Okay. We need to make ourselves feel good, which leads back to the value. When you have a tie, a relationship of truth, the will of the now enacts that power because it is your truth of the now. It doesn't act it in time, it acts it in the now, right? So that's why you fear now about time, because there's a relationship of fear, which is present in the now. All that shit that you're imagining gonna happen, will happen, might not happen, never happen, blah, 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 is just a relationship of the now, but you are feeling the value of fear in the now. Right? So you understand value with emotion creates experience. So tie it all together. Be little masters now and tie it all together and see how the intricacy of relationship to reality is stabilized and the pursuit of emotional identity, which allows you to navigate reality the best way you know how through polarity and your own resources, your own cultural belief systems, everything that you find valuable to navigate this entire life. But you don't need those tools. So now let's look at reality instead of reason as potential. Now you need the tools of observation, awakening, and what's coming to you. It's not a reason, it's a potential. But what do humans do? They take the potential and now they're going to turn it into purpose. Because the potential doesn't have a purpose, it's going to have a waste of time. You can put something in there. Remove that. There we go. Some little spammer. Spam in the place where you live. Anyways, so now they look at this reality here. And if it isn't an idea of a reason and something comes in that doesn't have a reason equatable, maybe it's a purpose. Maybe you assign it to a purpose and then you posture and outfit on what you're supposed to do about it. Every now is potential. The infinite numbers of ways you can behave in reality are all about you. The behavioral aspects of yourself, the thrust of truth in each moment, is very unique, very creative, very vibrational, ultimately creative. And it's all up to you. Now you have 1,001 fucking algorithms telling you how to behave. And you're going to expose every single fucking one of them as you journey. As you journey in the truth of yourself. This entire channel, my YouTube channel, Odyssey of Ascension, is about discovering the self, the relationship to the self, the belief systems, the algorithms, the record groove that you keep putting the needle on every day, and your life stays vibrationally the same. The details change, but the vibration, emotionally, you're still having the same life. You want to go beyond the life by making monumental behavioral changes. The relationship to self doesn't explain, doesn't reason, doesn't purpose. It is in the moment. So when these potentials come in, they service you in an infinite number of ways. But the diet of the mind only has a certain palette of understanding. It can only taste so many vibrations. It can't go beyond certain frequencies. The algorithm assigns those ideas of potential to purpose, probability, maybe a potential to become something. But it just isn't a behavioral potential in the now. It's an assigned potential. Most of it is reason. A lot of it is purpose. Some of it is looked at maybe as nothing, because you don't find the value. The diet of the mind can't even perceive the reason or the potential or the purpose something's in your reality. And then you kind of glaze over that, and it's just part of the background. It doesn't mean anything. And you don't want to go looking at every fucking idea either. Because what's going to become blatantly obvious in your reality is the truth of the moment. And you have to hone that craft. Look, from a child, you were taught to be afraid. This whole planet is born in separation. When we're birthed here, my knowing is we're scared shitless because we have no self. And we create a self through identity. The covets of our reality, moms, dads, teachers, religions, friends, everything that we do. Just because we're born in France, or if we're born in Indonesia, we have different beliefs, different identities, but we're still a singularity of unconditional in there. And we awaken and we're journeying back to that self. So as we're looking at these ideas of these internal relationships, these internal beliefs, and we start to become aware of them, what do we do about those things and change the algorithm? Well, back to the behavior. You change your behavior to see the change in reality, which is a worthiness change, and that brings about the potential of vibrational change, not the potential of the grooved change. The vibration is the same if you keep acting the same way. Someone that you want to say something to, but you never say it because you're afraid. Some action you want to do, but you never do it because you're afraid. Something you always do, but you don't want to do, but you keep doing it because you're afraid. So we're birthed in fear, and out of this fear stems all these ideas of separation, birthing an identity, and we conform to that identity over and over again, and we were taught to reason with things. We were taught over and over again, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to use those resources any longer if you're an awakener, an ascender, a master of reality, a master of ascension, a master of discovering yourself, enlightenment. Whatever fucking idea you want to wrap yourself in, go ahead. And look at that and be that humble self and start to recognize these vibrational realities that are showing up are potentials of interactive relationships, behavior, how you choose to interact with those. Now, you have a mind up here that's going to give you 1,001 things to do about it. And most of them have a high emotional content. And that emotional content is so gripping to you, you won't perceive any other way. Like when you guys, and all of you I'm sure have one time or the other, said, I didn't have a choice. Yeah, you did. You didn't see the choice. Fear gripped you. Something gripped you that gave you a power to, the power of that grip gave you no perception of potential choices, behavioral aspects. But until you get busy with the kingdom, yours, not the external kingdom, not co-creation, not why people are in your reality, not why this, not why that. I had a lot of fucking distractions about that. I was wondering why the fuck all these things are doing in my reality when I'm putting in the fucking good work. And then I'm realizing my own expectations, which is another potential to see myself and keep working and keep going till you birth this self. I don't know if there's an outcome to this. I don't know if there's an ending to this. I don't know shit about the future, but I do know about the now. And the now creates realities. So when you start working on yourself in the now and realizing the vibrational nows are potential, they are interactive potential that do not have an assigned meaning predestined. Humans assign things to predestination because it's an easy, or maybe it makes them feel good or special or knowledgeable and they're looked up to. And why did this happen? Well, because you set this up and this is this and this is this. And then, like, golly gee willikers, you tell me everything. Thank you. But it doesn't change it. It doesn't change it. It gives you what we call transient material. It gives you knowledge that doesn't mean shit. Because it's a reason. Reasons don't mean shit. Reasons are experience, behavioral aspects that give you an emotional relationship. So you know damn well it's a relationship of lack, because lack is explaining reality instead of experiencing it as the engager of reality instead of the reaction of reality. Right? Hi, Karina. Loving the arm warmers. Yeah, but it's a little chilly today. I got a little cold. I was like, oh, I got my arm warmers. So I just filed my taxes. Already mine is trying to plan where to put the money. I told myself I know what to do in the moment. Absolutely. It doesn't matter what you're going to do with the money, because the money is a creation of the now. The money in your mind is coming. So all of a sudden in the now, you're planning for your future, and there's shutting down the potentials of each now, because you already have that assigned to a purpose. So good job. Just in the now, you'll know, because you don't know what it is. You don't know what you're going to have as a potential opportunity when you're vibrating your worth instead of your desperation or your desirous needs or desirous ideas of, oh, I can do this, or I'm going to save this and I can invest it here in the future. And meanwhile, right now, you're not having a good time because you're playing it safe and secure. Good job. Very good, sweetie. So if I'm looking at my reality and something comes in and I get a trigger, or I get a vibrational turbulence in me, and that reality is exposing to me a belief system that is making itself known through an emotional relationship, whether it's positive or negative, is irrelevant. I know emotions. I know myself as an emotional experience. So I see that and I understand that. So that reality is a potential for me to see more of me. It is my enlightenment work. That's not a reason. That's what I do. I'm enlightening myself. I don't need 1,000 things to go on. I have one thing: self-discovery, enlightenment. And my behavior, the way I do it, is my rodeo, my discovery. See, I'm an unconditional creator, which means all of you are unconditional creators. The only conditions that are placed upon you are yours, that you manifest as a truth that supersedes the nature of you, the unconditional. So the conditioning that you've accepted keeps you bound by that limitation and you work and operate within the frequency of that limitation, which gives you an experience, a certain frequency vibrational relationship. Now, it's not a bad experience, and it's not a good experience. It's your experience. We're showing you how you create your reality. Let's get off of the bandwagon of manifestation for a while. Let's just leave manifestation alone. Let's not get desperate and try to make our lives better than our own existence, which is very desperate to do that. Your existence supersedes all purpose, right? So when you're looking at creation and you're seeing how you're behaving, and you're looking at these realities and you're wondering why and all those things, what are you doing? You're creating your experience with your behavioral interaction with each now. And that gives you the you. It gives you the you of evolution. The human perspective having a good time in polarity. But you have another you inside of you. Remember unity. We talked about unity. The community or the collective. So let's take two right now. We have one and all, right? Let's just do that for a minute. So one and all is a unity, because the one only sees the all. It has no reason to see itself, because it's the only one here creating itself in an infinite number of mirror ways to experience creation. Planets, people, trees, animals, coffees, computers. It's all reflection of creation, right? So the singularity wants to go beyond itself. So it discovers a way to forget itself so it can see itself. So it creates two of the one in its own kingdom, right? Because the fractal here is in its own kingdom, right? Let me get some coffee. Copy. So I'm in the middle of this bubble, and I'm the only one in there. And I'm still the only one in there, but I have a point of view that gives me two of me. Me and me. My personality and my persona, if you want to use those. My persona is the nature of me. Badass fucking God that's non-apologetic, non-negotiable, absolute unconditional love. You know, booyah. The coolest fucking person ever. What up? We're all that, right? We're not assholes. We're not monsters. We're not crazy. We're not lunatics. We're not killers. We're not murderers. We're not warmongers. We're creators. And we wanted to see ourselves in a completely different way. So we created in our own little bubble a point of view that looked at creation that doesn't know itself. So it's looking at all of creation as an object, because before creation was itself. But now it's looking at itself as objects. And then those objects did things to people. They hurt people, they scared people, they loved people, they allowed people, they gave them an emotional idea. And then we assigned it meaning and purpose. We assigned it reasons, you know? I mean, if you look at the reasons of the world, look what they do. They explain it. They chalk it up until there's no more answers, and then maybe they just put it up to God. God's mysterious plan or whatever. But you don't need reasons for reality, because you're a creator experiencing reality through a self that has no other point of view except to know itself as not God. And that magnificent master lies before you every morning when you wake up and look in that beautiful mirror and say, I am. And you see the master in there, and you see the persona in there, and you start to put the pieces together. And you take all those conditionings and all those reasons and all those ideas of conditionings, and you bring those into the unconditional. You do it through surrender and humility. You do it through behavioral truths. You lose friends, you lose family members, you change your marital status, maybe you change your long-term investment employer. You absolutely shake the fucking foundation of your goddamn stability, and you become this unknown, unidentified persona of light that is criticized and criticized quite well and looked at as some kind of enigma, a failure, or maybe something of these fashions that people assign to you. And you will now find that none of that matters, because the evident feeling, this starts to return, the wholeness starts to return, because you're not enacting the emptiness. You're not behaving as the fractal. You're not cycling reasons, purpose, meaning, cause, effect, ideas of coveting beliefs to separate yourself, oppose yourself. You do the work and you start to feel the persona. The personality is starting to blend back with the persona. You've never been absent from your kingdom. You're not outside of your kingdom. You've never lost your throne. You've always been the same God. You just had different eyes on, different perspective. You're the same person, but you're just a point of view. But you're more than the point of view unless you enact the point of view. Behave. The will of the now follows the truth of you, creates that vibration, creates the idea experience, which attracts the reality and gives you the experience of what your vibrational frequency is at. And that's the reflection of the reality. But as you start to change, the physical reality doesn't change. It doesn't become great. It doesn't become another object of measure. It doesn't become another object of reason. The physical reality is after. It's now, and physical reality is already. You don't have to manage physical reality and what you need in there. You have to look and be yourself. And all of this that's coming in is potential to understand the kingdom, the persona of you, the unscripted, undefined creator that doesn't give a rat's fuck about anything, anyone, ever, because it cannot have compassion, empathy, sympathy, or sorrow when it is unconditional about itself. And it knows, inherently knows, that each singularity is invincible, indestructible creator experiencing their little tiny little bubble of business. And whatever their truth is unfathomable to you, incomparable to you, and unique to that bubble. And they will experience, as you are, in their own truth, the same you are forever. That's not a bad deal, guys. That's insight. That's the fucking knowledge that gives us. Now, gives us as a platform enough to stabilize ourselves on. Because we do need breadcrumbs, Abraham called them. Ways to show yourself evolution, working through turbulence, finding a plateau, stabilizing yourself, because it's your journey. You don't need to go at it hard every day. You get those supporting ideas. Who gives you those? Not them. Not them. Not them. No, not them. They're not there. They're not there. You. I did that. I gave that to me. Because I fucking love me. I do. Fucking love me, so I gave that to me. I did that. That's mine. Thank you, me. Thank you, me. What? Thank you, me. I'm embarrassed to thank me because I don't deserve to be awesome. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You don't have to earn your existence. You don't have to earn your deservation. You don't have to earn nor negotiate your worth. You are worthy because creation has chosen you to exist once again. Right? Okay. What's good, homie? Hey, baby. John, you asshole. Why do you come here and do that? Did I stop? Oh my God. Okay, I thought I stopped. Okay, good. I'm still there. Good. Okay, right? Why am I? Hey, Tim, how are you, baby? Anyways, so I thought I paused there. It looked like it paused for a second. I just want you to know that reality isn't coming at you for a reason. You don't need someone to explain it to you. If you need an explanation or some insight, then you will attract that wisdom, and it'll come through a unidentified form. It might come through a familiarity. It can come through me offering the perfect words, your spouse, your friend, another friend, or it might come in a little idea. It could come in a color that sparks a memory. It doesn't matter. You'll get that clarity. You just got to live and trust yourself in the now. Stop trying to make yourself safe and secure. Stop trying to wrap yourself in a blanket of impenetrable ideas for survivalship. The more you release all your defenses, the more you become allowance of things to flow through you, to you, as you, the worth of you. Just be true to yourself and do those choices that create your worth in the potential of the moment that says yes to the self. And you'll stop explaining why things are happening. Okay? Yes. Yes, you are, Infinite Spirit. All right. Thanks again, Tim. I don't know if you heard me on that. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to skip the light fandango. I got some dinner to make. I'm going to watch a movie tonight. I'm going to watch Dune. I haven't watched a movie in a spell, the new Dune. So I'm going to see how that is. But anyways, don't be so quick to look at reality. Your mind in a reason or a cause or a potential or in a purpose, just leave it as the neutrality of potential. However, realize your mind isn't going to shut the fuck up. And I don't want you to try to get your mind to shut the fuck up. I want to change the ideas of the thoughts that are endless and continuance. Thoughts are endless and continuance. They will never stop because we are attraction. And what are we? We're thought. We're light. We're thought. Those thoughts don't change. It's the relationship with yourself that attracts different ideas. So when you're looking at to explain your old habits of reason, then why would vibration change what you want? What you put out is what you get back. Change that relationship. Your mind's going to go apeshit. Don't pay it any attention. Look at yourself with the humility of the now. Find it. Let your emotions stir the fucking shit out of you. Let them scare you. Let them do everything. Hold yourself down. Put yourself in the chair and say, I got this. Everything is fine now. I'm scared. And do all the fucking work we've been talking about. And it fucking sucks a lot sometimes. It is scary as shit sometimes. It almost feels like you're losing your whole self. You're going to spin off into some oblivion. But you're now and you know it. Stay there. Do that work. And those thoughts diminish. Those vibrational, emotional thoughts. Not thoughts themselves. I have millions of thoughts still. I have millions of ideas coming at me. But they have nothing to do with polarity. They have to do with the worth and the discovery of myself because I'm ascending. I'm enlightening my kingdom. That's my take on it. You guys take what you will. And whatever you will be. All right? I love you guys. Rock your reality. If you need to get a hold of me, my website's down there. If you like the the donations button down there. We'll see you all in the next now. I'll be alive again sometime this week or maybe a week from today. But again, the scheduled live is always the last Sunday of every month. Love you guys.